students, I'm Madam Joyce from Educare TZ. I'm teaching biology, and today I will be with you, my student, to discuss our topic, which is coordination and irritability. That is a simplest topic that ever happened. So my student, here we are discussing on this topic, but we are going to focus looking on our subtopic, which is very interesting subtopic, that is nervous coordination in mammal. So we are going to discuss the subtopic that is nervous coordination in mammal. So my students, before we are proceeding further, I have to remind you on where we end on the last session. Is there we have tried to look on the central nervous system and how it works so that it can provide appropriate response. So my students, in our today's session also, though we are discussing the same subtopic, but our main concern of today will focus on the function of the nervous system. So tutaenda kuangalia functions za nervous system. Hizi nervous system zinakuwa na kazi gani ndani ya mammal au ndani ya an organism, especially mammal. A good example you can take a human being. So here we are saying that the nervous system has the following function. This nervous system that is found within the human being or within an animal, tunasema kwamba it has got a lot of function. So the first function here, we can say that it receives the stimulus from the environment using the receptor cells or sensory input. The first function of the nervous system is to receive the changes, or tunasema kwamba is to receive the stimuli. When we are saying that stimuli, meaning that the changes that are occurring within the environment. Thereafter, tunasema kwamba using the receptor cell or the sensory input. For instance, tunasema kwamba the stimuli, the changes that are occurring within the environment or on the environment, tunasema kwamba hapa kunakuwa na presence of low temperature, that is the presence of cold. So the skin will detect the presence of cold. So that is all about the function of the nervous system, is to detect any changes that are occurring within the environment by using the receptor cells that are found within the sensory, sense organ that are found within an animal. And another function of this nervous system here, we are saying that it conveys the stimulus into electrical impulse by the process called transduction. So it conveys the stimuli. The stimuli from the outside environment is cold. So ina convey the presence of cold kwenda kwenye electrical impulse, kwa maana kwamba iweze kusafirishwa kwa haraka zaidi. You know, the electricity inakuwa inasafiri kwa haraka zaidi. Kwa hiyo sasa ile stimulus ambayo ndiyo cold ina be transmitted within the neurons kwa haraka zaidi kwenda kupelekwa moja kwa moja kwenye central nervous system so that it can provide an appropriate response. So that transduction, tunasema kwamba ile conversion of the stimulus into electrical impulse, it is called transduction. So transduction is conveying the information from the external changes that is occurring within the environment into electrical impulse that is occurring within an organism, specifically within the neuron. And another function of the nervous system here, we can say that it transmits the nervous impulse. The impulse is transmitted from the sensory receptor to the central nervous system and then to the effector, which is capable of producing an appropriate response. So baada ya transduction of the impulse now, tunasema kwamba ile impulse itabe transmitted, itasafirishwa moja kwa moja kwenda kwenye structure ambayo inaitwa central nervous system. And within the central nervous system is where now brain and spinal cord are located. So ile brain and spinal cord will provide appropriate response according to the stimulus that the body has received. Kwa hiyo sasa hii ndiyo itafanya integration of that impulse so that it to provide the response, appropriate response to the environment. So that is the function of the nervous system. And another function here, we can say that It stores information so that behavior can be modified according to the past stimuli. So pia baada ya hapo tunasema kwamba it stores information so that behavior can be modified according to the past stimuli. Ina store information about the past stimuli. For instance, ukiona kuna presence of hot object, for example we have mshumaa. Siku ya kwanza ukapeleka kidole kwenye mshumaa ukaungua. Siku ya pili hauwezi tena ukapeleka pale kwa sababu unajua kabisa nikipeleka pale kidole nitaungua. So ina maana kwamba ile ni kazi ambayo ilifanywa na nervous system ambayo inapatikana kwenye your body. So ndio maana tunasema kwamba ina store information of the past stimuli. The stimuli that we are talking about is the mshumaa. So the presence of mshumaa ndio tunasema kwamba ile central nervous system au nervous system in general inakuwa ina store information. So nikiona moto najua kwamba pale nikipeleka mkono nitaungua. So natakiwa ni escape from that stimuli. And that is the function of nervous system. And now we can say that nerve cell. So after we have seen now the function of the nervous system in general, also we have to move to look at another thing, that is the neuron. So here, my student, you have to keep into your mind that ukielewa zile kuanzia kwenye stimulus mpaka kwenye response, unaweza provide any kind of function. Kwa maana kwamba unaweza provide function of nervous system in general kwa ujumla zaidi, unaweza ukaelezea kwa sababu umeelewa nini maana ya stimuli, nini maana ya receptor, nini maana ya coordinator, nini maana ya effector, nini maana ya response. Unaweza ukaelezea kwa upana zaidi kuhusu zile function za nervous system. So my student, in that about function of nervous system mark the end, but we have to introduce another thing that we're going to discuss together, and that is a neuron. That is the neurons. Remember, this neuron we have introduced when we are looking on the nervous tissue. We have said that within the nervous tissue is where now the neurons together with the neuroglia have made this nervous tissue in general. So tukaangalia neuroglia kwa upana zaidi, na sasa hivi tunaenda kuintroduce this thing that is a neurons kwa ujumla. Pale tuliona tu brief introduction of the neuron. So here tutaenda kuelezea kwa upana zaidi kuhusu hii neuron. So let's see. Here we are saying that another name of the neuron, ukikutana na nerve cell, ukikutana na the word nerve cell or neuron are the same. So other times I can use nerve cells. So you have to keep into your mind that in nerve cell the same as the neurons. So what is this now? Here we are saying that this nerve cell or the neurons are conducting cells of the nervous system found between the receptors and the effectors. So this nerve cell or the neurons in general, we are saying that they are conducting cells. These are conducting cells of the nervous system found between the receptors and the effectors. Zinapatikana katikati ya receptors pamoja na effector. Hizi ndizo ambazo zinaunganisha information moja kwa zinapeleka information kwenye coordinator, their coordinator ina interpret. Ile information inapita moja kwa moja inafika mpaka kwenye effector ili kuprovide appropriate response. Hizi zile nerve cell ambazo zinahusika sasa kwa ajili ya kutransmit those kind of information are called the nerve cell. My student, I insist you, if you understand something, you can explain on whatever way that you need. Here we are saying that nerve cell or neuron, tunasema kwamba hizi ni conducting cells. They are conducting cell. They are specialized for transmitting the impulse from the receptor to the effector. Au tunasema kwamba inasaidia kuconnect au kuunganisha kati ya ile receptor na ile effector. That is the neuron. But also we are saying that these are spread throughout the body of an organism and form a communication network. So this nerve cell or this neuron, they are spread out about all of the body of an organism so that it can transmit any kind of information that the body can receive. So that is nerve cell, and we are saying that neurons are the basic structural and functional unity of the nervous system. Kwa hiyo sasa tukiongelea nervous system au tukiongelea neurons, tunaongelea nervous system, kwa maana kwamba without neurons nervous system could not function. And that is the meaning of neurons are basic unit. They are basic structural and functional unity of the neuron of the nervous system. Kwa maana kwamba nervous system imetengenezwa na mjumuiko wa hizi neurons kwa ujumla. And also we can say that they are responsible for transmission of the impulse from one part of the body to another. Kwa hiyo sasa hii nerve cell, how hizi neurons tunasema kwamba zinafanya kazi ya kutransmit, kusafirisha information kutoka kwenye one part of the body to the another part of the body, and thereafter to provide an appropriate response for any kind of changes that is occurring within the environment. So my student, that is all about the neurons, and that is all about the nerve cells. So in this part we're going to end here, but in the next part of this session is where now we are going to clarify on the structure of these nerve cells. So we're going to discuss the structure of this nerve cell. So thank you for your attentively listening.